Hello, everyone. Let's talk about Survivor 50, Light Your Torch. Survivor 50 is in celebration of the 50 seasons, not 50 years, of Survivor. And as far as this 2-hour episode was, it was great. It was good to see some of the players back, and just congratulations to them all for making it back. And when I was watching it, I could just feel the hairs of your back stand up because some of them, you're like, wait a minute, I think this person was a treacherous person last time they were on there. So, but this looks like it's going to be really good because all of these are very experienced players, and they all have their own attitude, and it was really on display. So what you have here is 24 players, and the fans are going to be involved with the voting on it, which makes it really wild because you don't know what exactly is going to happen from here to there. I don't know how they got the fans to vote on part of this already, but they did. So I will be looking out for how to vote on this for anything they have coming up, because usually they'll tell you you can vote on this. So I'm going to check that out. So out of the 24 players, I will tell you my favorites. My favorite one is Cirie. Now, I like Cirie. She's real nice, sweet, everybody's sister, mama, cousin, that kind of person. And so I watched her in the previous Survivor, and she got voted out on one where it looked like she was about to win simply by accident of the idols played and the way it was played. So her team didn't vote her out. She just kind of fell out because of the way that episode went. So when it comes to the others, wow, there's a whole bunch. I tried to name several of these people that I felt like were on the good side and the bad side. I originally put Rizzo. He's a young man that was on previous season of 49 with Savannah from 49. And I just remember Rizzo, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It might be Rizzo, R-I-Z-O, young fella. And he was kind of treacherous when he was on there. He was deceitful and good at it. So I put him on the bad side. Cirie's on the good side. Coming up with Mike. Mike is from White Lotus. He wrote and produced the White Lotus. And he's an oddity in this thing. This is a well-known, high-paid producer, director that's on I wanted to say Big Brother, but on Survivor. And he is in this game and has been in this game before. He is a person that has the experience of being on Survivor. I don't know, after he got on Survivor the first time, was he involved with White Lotus then? I don't know. I have to look that up. I'll find out for you. But he seems like a nice person. I put him on the good side. Now, Camilla is on there. Camilla, I put her on the bad side because Camilla, like Rizzo, is kind of treacherous, but quiet treacherous, meaning like she'll go with you for a minute and then stab you in the back the next. That's what kind of put me out with her on the previous game she was on. D, I don't know enough about D, and I don't know enough about D, but she was talking with D, and Tiffany and Camilla are high energy on the first part of Survivor. And then I'll just move on by the notes I got because it was so much in it that I had to go back and watch it twice. So I'm going by my twice episodes with my old and new notes. Yes. So Dee and Tiffany and Camilla were high energy. So those high energy people, they bump into stuff and tear up the china cabinet and everything. So these three may not be bad, but together they could be a force if they use that energy. And one of the big things about this episode was getting a key to help bring, I'm not sure what they're going to do with that key. I think it was to get supplies, but it was Coach, and it was Ozzy, and it was Q. Q returns. Q's a good player. And I'm going by my memory. I don't have any red flags going up for him, Q. But I put him on the good side because of that. As for Ozzy, I don't know enough about Ozzy to know if he was good or bad, in my opinion. But I put him on the good side too. And the other one, the Coach. Now, Coach is one of these people that likes to show how wonderful he is with marital arts. And a lot of those people have, I've seen them before. They have a huge ego. All the arms spreading, all this right here, hair tied back into a little bundle. You know, he fits the guru. That's the best way to identify Coach, like the guru. And like one of the characters said on there, Coach likes to be the one that's looked up to. So Coach had this competition with Ozzy and Q where they try to get this key. And this thing was right. Like, it was funny and sad at the same time because Ozzy was winning. He had gone through all the steps, got there first to get it, but he didn't get his rod he needed to get this key for them to win the competition. So I'm not going to try to remember every single thing because it was way too much. But anyway, he's up there first and he's getting that key. He's trying. He's got a stick he's done built. They done tied this up. And what the Coach was doing was still tying his up because Ozzy got a head start. So Coach and Q were on the ground still trying to build the rod to get the key. Well, Coach was thinking that, okay, I think he thought of it at first, like if he knocks the key on the ground and him being on the bottom working on the stick he's working on, he could just grab it and take it. And so it took them, they were into this competition for about 45 minutes. You know, we didn't see it, but they said that it was about 45 minutes. They told you about 30 minutes in, then they told you about 45 minutes. And so Ozzy finally gets the key to fall off of the place where they were trying to unhook it. And then he begs Coach. He said, all right, now let me get that and everything. And the coach said he was not going to do it. Coach grabbed that key. After he knocked it down, Coach stayed on the ground. And so all of that marital art and training showed part of his real personality. He was going to get that, you know. So he got it. And poor old Ozzy just had a breakdown. But they did get a prize on after the game for the two people that lost, Q and Ozzy. Okay, that was interesting. So Coach got back. He came back as the hero. And one of the players on there, I think, what's his name? Rob or Joe? He said, Coach comes back as the hero, which is what he wants to be. And I will let him be the hero. So they're familiar with his personality. And he's going around trying to teach everybody the marital arts, and that, basically he's better than everybody else. And as far as my list of like and not like, I got Coach in the middle because I'm not really sure if he's really that bad or if it's just his persona. And Savannah, she won season 49. She's on there. And I think she's the only winner that's on there. I was looking that up on the internet, and Savannah's the only pure winner on there. And they didn't know it, which surprised me. She was in her little group. I thought they would be reviewing the last survivor or other survivors, and they would know who she was. But they were sitting around, and she mentioned that, I'm Savannah. And she thought they knew. And she said, I won season 49. And they just stood there like, oh, really? They didn't know Savannah. But Savannah is a beast. I mean, this girl is a beast on playing. And Savannah, I put her in the middle category. I don't know whether I can't remember how I felt about her in season 49 because I watched it, but I know I was kind of pleased about the winning. She deserved to win what she did because she's a strong player. So she's in the middle till she does something against Cirie, and then she won't be. And then what else happened here? I looked at some other people. Now y'all got to watch out for Emily. Emily is just a mild-mannered young lady looks like from the Midwest, but she is full of paranoia and cuckoo-ness. And so, and she's unreliable as anybody's ally, because she sits there and she thinks, and her little bland face will just start thinking about, what can I do? What should I do? She's not dependable for an ally, so people need to stay away from her. As far as Q, I like Q, and so I put him in the middle because I'm not really sure what exactly Q did before, but I think he's a good person, and so, but I'm putting him in the middle just in case he falls off. And so, on the competition, with the coach, Q had an option with Ozzy to have an extra vote or no vote. Q had already won some stuff, and he talked it over with Ozzy, and Ozzy let him have the vote. No, Ozzy extra vote. Q gave the vote to Ozzy. And then there's Colby. Colby is in the middle. I don't know much about him. And then, let's see what else happened. Colby and Savannah go to play the game. Oh, that was the end of it. But I just wanted to let you know there are 3 tribes, Sila, Kalo, and Vatu. And Vatu, V-A-T-U, won the Flint for fire. But I will tell you, one of the characters on here that I thought was kind of weird. What is his name? His name is Christian Hubicki. I just thought he was just kind of weird because several times when they had the camera on him, he just looks like, I guess, the nutty professor. He wears glasses, and he's a real nice guy, I think. But when you first meet him, he just looks kind of goofy. But as the game went along, you could see that he has some brains there. So I put him on the good side because the way he acted during this episode was good. So, but I still think he's kind of weird. So you look at him and see, because every time they had camera on him, he just looked like kind of goofy, like the nutty professor or something. But he seems to be a good guy. And then I watched no, I read online a review of 4 people they felt were going to be voted off early if they were smart, and that would be Mike White. Mike White has made his statement. He is a television producer of a hit series, a White Lotus, but he's been playing these games. He was on Amazing Race. He's been on Survivor twice. And so he's been in season 37 he was there. And so once they catch on about him, lets that sink in, they might feel like he doesn't really need to be there. So he's probably going to get voted off because he has an embarrassment of riches. Coach is too sensitive in his marital art ways. And he goes from manic high of being admired to being upset when people say something that he doesn't agree with. So Coach is going to be on that map of getting rid of. So the other person thought. As far as I know, I don't know. And then another one he mentioned was Ozzy. Ozzy could be too much of a threat because he knows how to play the game. So Ozzy is also friends with Cirie, which other people have seen. And he was instrumental at the end of this episode when they had a vote because his team won with Cirie on it, and Cirie was really the reason they got into the voting for evictions. And she didn't do good in that game, but I still wanted her to stay. But then another person, Jenna, just didn't like Cirie from the very beginning. And she started talking stuff about Cirie before Cirie lost the competition with him. And then it was on. And she talked about Jenna talked about Cirie so much that I think she sealed her fate because she was the one evicted instead of Cirie, which is what I thought was going to happen, that Cirie was going to go. But she was saved by Ozzy. And Ozzy has 2 extra votes for a idol that he has. He has 2 extra votes that he could have used. He didn't have to use them because he successfully pointed out that Jenna was really hardcore, and that once she got rid of Cirie, she would come after one of them because that's her personality. And they're right. And let me tell you, when Jenna lost that thing at the very end of the show, she didn't say it in front of them, but she said, I hope all of them lose on her team. That's a vicious woman. They got rid of a rough, tough player. So she was on the first episodes of Survivor. And then at the end, after they had the eviction, they went on and did a couple of things. Poor old Kyle hurt his leg in a competition. And so Kyle, which I had put on the good side, ended up having to leave because he hurt his Achilles heel. So that was sad. And so Savannah, Colby, and Mike went to an island like they did at the beginning with Ozzy, Q, and Coach. And they went to compete. It ended up being Savannah and Colby competing by building blocks. And she won that. And she won also, what was it? She won extra that she didn't want to tell her team about. She won a block of vote. And Savannah is not to be played with. I got her in the middle of, like, Savannah could go evil one week and on the good side the next week. So I don't know what to do about Savannah, and she's got a constant smile, constant, and she's like that person in a movie or something that will give you poison to drink and just sit there and smile while you getting ready to drink it. You know, like let's toast. And she don't drink hers. That's what Savannah reminds me of. Next, at the end, when she won that, this is where we saw Coach fall apart. Coach went and, who was it? Mike from White Lotus went and told Coach that they were talking about him, and Ozzy was telling them, who's it? No, it was Mike White tells it when they went to the island. Coach name was brought up, and that Ozzy told him that he stole his vote. And you talking about somebody just seething. All his martial art trainings just went right down the drain. That man was hot fire about that. And I thought, now wait a minute, Coach. How you gonna be like that and be all, groovy about stuff and things? But, that's what happened. But all in all, this is going to be a good show. These are seasoned vets, and none of them are to really be messed with. They're going to be messing with each other, and that's going to be fun to watch, and it's going to be good entertainment. I watched it twice just to kind of get this together and understand all of these people. So I don't know if I can do each episode to look at it, but they're all going to be fun to watch. So every now and then I'll just do a review for it. All right. Well, everyone have a good day. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And I do appreciate you being here. And I'll talk to you again soon.